Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Talented Universe. My name is Michael Day, and my co-host is Vernon Barnard. Vernon, say
Good to
hi.
be with you. Good to be with you, everyone. And it's very exciting to have Donny on the show today. Donny Van Slee, am I saying that correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Great to have you, brother. And
Thanks for having me.
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, now, or should we address you as Dr. Donny Van Slee or Dr.
You know what? I go by Dr. Don during my working hours, so you can call me Dr. Donny. You can call me Donny.
Call you Don? Okay, whatever,
nice to meet
whatever
you.
works. Okay, well, that's great. I'd like to welcome everyone that's watching live. If you have a question for Don, please put it in the chat room, and if it's appropriate, we will put it up. One of our regular people in the chat room, Arc54, said good morning just before we went on air, and now she always gives the deep questions. She says, when you were president of the business club in school, did you ever see yourself taking music this far? And do you regret switching your plan for your life, for your own office, to be able to work on music in Nashville?
That's a good question. Well, yeah, well done. Listen, reading out my bio like that. That's awesome.
She does that.
He knows the stuff.
I did not expect my music to go this far. So when I was in chiropractor school, I was paying the bills doing music. So all the way through chiropractor school, I was playing shows, 3 to 4 shows a week. And so my full-time job was music at the time through chiropractor school. But once I graduated school, I didn't expect to move to Nashville and actually pursue my original music, becoming an actual recording artist in Nashville. So that was not a plan at all. As soon as I got hired to play here in Nashville, I was like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna go. And I definitely don't regret it. It's been amazing. It's been a lot of fun. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing right now.
Now, did you go to school in Nashville, or you moved there after you went to school?
I went to school in Florida, in Daytona Beach. That's where I went to chiropractor school. And I moved to Nashville. I was driving from Florida to Colorado to do an internship in Colorado, and I passed through Nashville.
Oh, yeah, that would be about the right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just passed right through it. And that's the first time I saw Nashville. So I was like, wow, this place is cool. So I emailed a bunch of places, and then one of the bars got back to me. And the rest
That's
is
pretty.
history.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah.
That they did. Did you just talk to them, or did you have to give a demo? Send them a demo.
Emailed him, and after I emailed him, he's like, send me. I think like there was like a list of things that they wanted, and I just added in there. I'm also I'm in chiropractor school, and I guess he liked that, so he gave me. He like called me, and then he's like, hey man, I'm gonna schedule you for an audition. Where are you at right now? And I'm like, I'm in Colorado.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be driving back in a few weeks. And he's like, all right, well, just let me know when you're coming down, and we'll give you an audition. We'll give you one. We'll give you one. And
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, all right. So I was driving from Colorado to graduate school. I was literally on my way home to graduate school, and I called the guy. I was like, hey man, I'm on my way to Nashville. I'm passing through. And he's like, all right, well, I'll meet you over there at the venue. And so I had my buddy drive me there in the morning, because my buddy at the time, he was living in Nashville. So he drove me there for like emotional support, and got there, and he wasn't there. And I was like, where's this guy at? And then the security guard's like, there he is, he's right there. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so like I go in there, and it was like this whole thing. And anyways, he put me up on stage, and
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was going to put me up on a stage with a full piece band. Like there was a band on main stage playing at the time.
So they are just locked and loaded, ready with sheet music and everything on demand, like just
no
ready
sheet
to go.
music, nothing. Like so, I walked in there, and he's like, "What are you going to play?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then he's like, well, you better find out. And he goes, hey, get off the stage. I want to hear this guy. And so I get up on the stage with this band, and there's like a whole audience there. And then they look at me like, what do you want to play? You know,
An audience?
Yeah, there's a whole audience. And this was Monday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Whoa.
So I did not expect this. I thought I was going to bring my guitar in there, go to the back room.
Oh, that's what I would have thought if someone said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so I told the band that I wanted to play Good Directions by Billy Currington. And because I was like I knew like 3 country songs, and that was one of them. Okay. And he hired me right there. I was like, all right, I guess I got to move to Nashville now. Yeah. I was just driving home. I was literally just driving home. I did not expect any of that to happen.
What does your family think of that when you got home to Florida and you told them what happened? Did they think you, oh yeah, right, yeah, or did they go, wow, or combination thereof?
They were pretty amazed. They're just like, oh, that's so cool. And I wanted to open up a practice in Florida, and especially my mom, she wanted me to like stay close, but at that point, she was just like, yeah, go for it. I think my mom just logged in.
Oh, awesome. That's your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
hey, awesome. Donnie's mom, Jody.
Yeah, man. Donnie, even here in South Africa, we know that Nashville is the place to be. So I totally get it. We've spoken to some other participants in your season, and everyone's just like, yeah, like it's just music all the time, and especially like you say in the country route, that's the place to be. So I mean, I can just imagine how excited you are and how at home you feel with just establishing yourself over there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just constantly music, and don't need to be here in Nashville to do music, but every time I wake up in Nashville, I'm reminded that I'm in Nashville, and then I got to do something today. If that's record a song, write a song. Yeah.
Amazing.
Gives you the motivation to keep doing new stuff. You're saying basically.
Yeah, like if every time I go home to Florida, it's great. I love my family, but there's nothing like the motivation that I have here in Nashville when I'm away from everybody and I have nothing else to do except music. Like during Easter time, like Easter the other day, went to church, but then afterwards, I made sure that my complete schedule was like no shows, no anything. I had nothing to do. So I just went to the park and I played my guitar because that's literally all I can think of doing. Because I have no family here. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife or anything. Like I don't have kids. So I'm like, what do I do? Because I didn't have anything to do. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go exercise and work on my health. And then after I was done exercising, I was like, what do I do now? And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna bust out my guitar. Nothing else to do. Literally nothing else to do. If I was at home, I would be at home with my family, being an uncle, and loving on my family and hanging out on the couch and just enjoying life. But because I'm out here in Nashville, I have to do something. I have to figure out what
And when did you feel like you were ready for the voice step? Like was it a fact of this is something that could establish myself even more, give me that visibility, or was it just I want to test myself, I want to try out something new and see what comes out of it? Or what was the motivation there?
So I didn't try out for The Voice. They found me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
That's cool.
I didn't think in a million years I'd be able to like actually be on something like that. So I would have never wasted my time to like even try to get on that show. But I got a random email from them one day.
Well, that is cool.
That's a totally different way of getting onto the show. I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's so cool, man, that they recognized your talent and wanted you to be a part of the show. And I mean, listening to your voice, it's very cool because many times when I think of people with a raspy texture, I think of people who are like a bit more, up in terms of energy. And when I say energy, it's like more hard rock, or a bit more projecting. But it's like, and you can correct me or just help me out here, but it's like you have this smooth vibe about you, and at the same time, even in those chilled vibes, you have a nice raspy, relaxed sense about you, which is I think a great combination. I think the coaches also say they love that part about your voice, that it's just it's just something that's smooth, but at the same time it has grit. And it's very cool that it happens in that specific spot in your voice. Just getting a little technical, I really appreciated that about your voice, man.
Thanks for saying that, Vernon. Yeah, I have to owe a lot of that to growing up in Florida and listening to a lot of Jack Johnson. He's this guy from Hawaii, and he's like just the surfer guy, and just nice and relaxing music. And I used to listen to that and play all his covers, and I used to be like still his biggest fan.
Awesome.
Before moving to Nashville. And then once I moved to Nashville, I had to like figure out what kind of country genre I wanted to do. So then Tyler Childers, Zach Bryan, their lyrics meant the most to me. And then just how they created their sound, like their sound just to my ears is just the best. So, and they're more raspy. So that's where the rasp comes from. And that's where like that more relaxing tone comes from. It's just like from all the people that I've been listening to.
Amazing.
Yeah. Arc 54 is incredible. You just answered a little bit of this. I don't know if you saw her question while you were answering it, but she posted it just before you started. Who are your musical influences? I hear a bit of Jake Johnson hiding in your vocals, kind of a beachy vibe too when you sing Baby Boo. I was also hearing Ronnie Van Zant in When It Rains, It Pours.
That's so funny. Yeah, so Jack Johnson, she hit it on the spot. I did not see that, by the way. And so Jack Johnson, Baby Boo, I wrote on a beach back in like high school. I wrote that, and that was straight when I was just listening to Jack Johnson, like just completely just engulfed in Jack. And I know who Ronnie Van Zant is, but for When It Rains, It Pours, I was just trying to do my best because I don't even sing Luke Combs. Like I don't mess around with Luke Combs. Like that's not my style of country, like at all. Like yeah. So I was just doing my best. So whatever that you heard through that was just me just doing it my best. If I would have had like a nice, like a Tyler Childers song or something like that, I would have been more in my element. But yeah, I got the When It Rains, It Pours.
And how was the experience, obviously working with Reba and the rest of the Reba team?
Man, Reba was amazing. She's just hanging out with her, going into the room when she was there. There's a lot of cameras around you at all times, especially when you're hanging out with Reba. But like I said, I didn't even try out for the show. Like they just found me, so I had nothing to lose. When they emailed me and they asked for some songs, I sent them some songs, and then they're like, "Yeah, we like your songs. Let's do an interview. We liked your interview. Let's come be on the show." I was like, "All right, cool." The only thing I had to lose was just calling off for work, but they were cool with it too. At the time when I actually got hired, when I got on the show, when they told me that, like prior to that, I told the work that I was working at, like, hey, I was interviewing at the time. I was like, hey, I might be on The Voice. And they're like, oh, okay. And then like one day I called my boss, like, hey, I'm actually going to be on The Voice. And like, oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess we have to figure that out. And I'm like, yeah. And so going back to what you're asking me about, like, what was it like to like hang out with Reba? Man, I just had nothing to lose. So I was just, what's up, Reba? Like, I was just being myself and just hi, and she was really cool, and she was really nice, very talented, and she taught me a lot about crowd interaction, and also you asked about just like I think you asked about the other contestants.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. I could go off about talking about everyone else. Like that was mainly that, like with the contestants, that was 90% of my experience because you're hanging out in LA. There's days where you had nothing to do, and you're just hanging out with everybody that was there, and
Yeah.
everybody was in the same place, so we couldn't tell anybody in the area that we were at like who we were. So we kind of like were forced to just get to know each other and talk to each other. And yeah, we became close. We became really close, and I just had so much fun getting to know everybody. I can't even begin to explain how beautiful a moment that was. How beautiful of a time that was.
Before I forget, Ryan Argas says hi.
Oh, what's up, Ryan?
Yeah, we had him on a couple of weeks
boy?
ago, and I wrote him and said that you were coming on, and he goes, "Oh, he's so great." And
I remember Ryan. We were sitting out in front of this restaurant. We were all kind of getting. This was our first day. We all like kind of coming in, and we're all sitting around a fire. And then Ryan walks in. I was like, "What's up, Ryan?" And then kind of everybody just started piling in. So Ryan was one of my first memories, just like someone that I met there. He's
Two cool dudes hanging out.
Yeah,
awesome.
he's sick. I love his voice.
Yeah,
he's a great guy. Here's a question in the chat room. What was your censored? I'm really on the voice moment. Or did you have one specifically, or? I'm sure that's a hard one. Yeah,
I have to like think back. I think like the first time. I guess it's when we got into when they. This is what it was when we were on our bus. Like they picked us up from the hotel and they brought us to Hollywood Studios, and like we were at the gate, and then we all gave them our IDs. And then they let us in. And then when we were driving to Wardrobe to get to like where we had to go in Hollywood Studios, there was a tour bus driving through Hollywood Studios being like, there's that. And then we're all like in the van. We're like, little do you know, in that van right there is everybody that's on this season of The Voice.
Incredible.
Yeah. So that was like my moment. I was like, wow, this is next level. Like as soon as we got into Hollywood Studios, I was like, dang.
And I could also hear like you had a nice bonding moment with Chance. That was pretty cool that they showed that as well. I'm a
big Chance fan. So my brother showed me Chance the Rapper at a time when I was when I was trying to lose when I was trying to get really healthy, and I was in the gym a lot, and so listening to some of his albums like Cocoa Butter Kisses, just Coloring Book, his whole album, helped me lose like 40 pounds at one time. Like I listened to his stuff. Yeah. And I love his song Blessings. He's like a rapper, but he's a Christian rapper, but he also isn't like orthodox, like he talks about just secular things. So I just like how real he is. And I actually have never watched The Voice before. Like I said, they found me. I never auditioned or anything like that. So I had no idea how this went down. Yeah. So when I found out that I get to meet Chance, as long as I got an audition, I was like, as soon as I found that, I was like, let's go. Like I was so stoked. I was like, oh my God, I get to meet Chance no matter what. And they're like, yeah, as long as you get through, get in on an audition. Cause even though they like, there's like this whole process. I don't know how much I'm able to talk about, but like even though you're there, you're still not like guaranteed even an audition. So when I found out like there was like the one night where we got our schedule and they're like, yeah, you're actually gonna get to audition. I was like, I get to meet Chance. I was more stoked that I got to meet Chance the Rapper than
That's awesome, man.
I don't want to like be like then auditioning. I don't know about that, but I was pretty stoked to meet Chance. I was really.
And did you get a chance to have like any off-camera interaction with him as well? Just not like sharing your appreciation, something like that.
What you saw was exactly what went down with me and him, and it was a moment. It was. I was just like, bro, what's up, dude? I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. Yeah.
And I think he was really close to turning around. He was maybe just like pondering on the edge. Would he go the more conventional route with Reba? Dan and Shay, but I think he was really close.
He was close. But yeah, I got to meet Chance.
Exactly.
And then
tell us
Reba blocked Dan and Shay. So
Yep. Mm-hmm.
that happened.
I would have picked Reba. People ask me. I still would have picked Reba.
Either way, yeah, that's
Mhm.
cool.
But yeah, there also I was just so stoked to meet Chance because I'm like truly a fan. Like I know Reba is the queen of country. John Legend is literally a legend, and Dan and Shay, you know, they got those wedding songs down pat. Like people play those songs. But Chance, like I listen to his music, so like for me to listen to someone's music and become a fan, like not only do I listen to his music, I'm like engulfed in his stuff, and I don't get engulfed in a lot of musicians. Like if you ask me like who I listen to country wise, I don't listen to many people. I just find one person I really like and just become a super fan. Like Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
I know all of his music. I know how to play 95. I pretty much could play any one of his songs. And that kind of goes for Zach Bryan too. And Chance the Rapper. Besides Mac Miller, like him and Chance the Rapper, I listen to their stuff all the time. So I was stoked. I was like, let's go. I did not care that I was on TV. I was like, bro, what is up, dude? I don't care that I'm on national television right now. Yeah.
I think this is a loaded question, but it is from someone important to you. So I'm going to go ahead and put it up from your mom. What did you feel right before you walked out on stage for the blind?
What did you feel right before? I was just nervous and excited at the same time. Nervous and excited at the same time. I'll just keep it short because it's for my mom.
Yes. And then she says, it was so exciting just being there. I think that's why when I was on stage and so excited.
Yeah, my mom was super excited to be there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that always is fun. Okay, let's go back. Mark 54 had another thing. Songwriting or choosing a song is supposed to be influenced by real life events. So is Spencer's song based on someone you know?
Yes, great question. So Spencer is this girl in Nashville who I've had a crush on for quite some time, but she's like just a friend. And there was like this one time where I just was kind of like singing the song, Spencer's song or whatever, and it was like supposed to be a joke, and like I sent her the memo, or what did I do? I sent her the memo, and then she was like, "Oh, that's funny." And then I picked her up one day and I played her the actual song, and she just was like, "What is this?" It was funny. It was like the whole point of that song was just to get her to laugh and just yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah. And then also, but on top of that, Spencer's song was inspired by Zach Bryan's song "Heading South," and I met Zach Bryan the day, like right after my song dropped, Spencer's song dropped, and I somehow met him, which was a crazy story. And I was like, "Hey, bro, Spencer's song's literally, it's literally based off of Heading South." And he's like, "I got to hear it." And I'm like, "No way, really?" And then I hand him my phone, and he listens to the whole song, and he liked it. And yeah, that was a moment. That was so cool.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool that those guys, they are established, obviously, very, very, very much so. But they still take time to just interact and spend time with fellow musicians and be invested in, and be present in present in the moment with you. So I think that's very cool.
Absolutely. That was really cool of him to just be able to not shoo me off, but just like engage in conversation. That was really cool.
Awesome. And yeah, just tell us a bit more about your family as well. Obviously, they've been invested for the whole thing.
I got my mom. She's great. My mom's super supportive. She told me to go to school, so that's why I got my chiropractic degree.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for chiropractic, I definitely wouldn't be here in Nashville. Obviously, I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for chiropractic. And then my dad, he bought me my first guitar in middle school. So if it wasn't for my dad, I would be playing.
Amazing.
And my dad coached my soccer teams, and my mom, she was on the sidelines. So they're just very supportive all the way through my childhood. I got a brother, and I love my brother. We're very close. Call him all the time. He calls me all the time, and he has uh, he's married and he has 3 kids, and they're like, they're like my. I don't have any kids, so they're like the apple of my eye. And then I have my sister. She's beautiful, and I love her very much. And yeah, so and then I have my aunt and my cousin and like my aunt, my cousin, she just had a baby, and that baby, she's beautiful as well. She's like my daughter as well.
Oh,
And yeah, I miss them all. They're all in Florida, so I'm just like, it's crazy because like I have this amazing blessing that I have like a beautiful family.
yeah.
Not something that a lot of people have. Like not everybody's parents are still together. My brother and my sister, everybody's there. Like everybody's, and I have like this blessing, and I'm just like out here in Nashville, and it's just like, why am I here? I ask myself that all the time, and that's why I get so much work done, is because like any day that goes by while I'm in Nashville and I don't get something done, like you might as well go back to Florida and be with your family.
Yeah.
So they're like my biggest motivation. And the funny part is every time I go back home to Florida, it takes about 3 days for them to drive me nuts. I want to go back to Nashville.
But
Yeah.
you know what you got when it's gone, I guess, right? Like I think everyone feels
I
that
think
way.
that, honestly, I think that if I had like my own place there, every time I go home, I either have to be in my parents' house or my brother's house. And it's very small.
And how often do you get to visit?
I've been visiting quarterly, so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I've been finding opportunities to go home, if that's either like a venue that wants to hire me or an interview. Like I just got interviewed on the news for The Voice, so I was like, oh, that's an opportunity. So they were like, we could do a Zoom call, or you can come here, and I'm like, I'll come there. And then it really worked out because I got to do the interview, and then the next day I actually got to watch my blind audition with my family. I was planning on doing that in Nashville. Yeah, so that was super cool. So I emailed all of my, not emailed, I messaged all my friends, my family, everybody came, and yeah, it was beautiful.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, I'm getting behind on the comments, but let me do the ones that are most relevant. Rhonda says we had your watch party.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then she goes, Myra wants to know if she is your #1 fan after your family.
Myra is my aunt's best friend, and yes.
Oh, nice.
And then Chris asks, what was it like doing a show for middle school students?
That was cool. So I did right after I got aired on the show, I went to this middle school in Ohio, and I played for all these kids in the middle school. That was so much fun. I can't even tell you how much fun that was. Like I didn't know how to expect it. As a chiropractor, I work with a lot of kids, and I actually love kids. I was a part of the pediatrics club in chiropractor school. I love kids. Like I'm a kid. And when I went there, man, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if everybody was going to be like jittery or not. Me and those kids were hanging out like for, I don't even know how long it was, like maybe like an hour and a half. I sang them a song. After the song, I was like, how you guys doing? They're like, whoa. And I was like, are you having a good time? They're like, yeah. And then I was like, all right, well, you know why I get to come out here, right? Because I've been working my butt off. And I kind of just talked to them about life and like, how did I get on The Voice? Like, what did I do? And I was telling them, I was like, does anybody ever feel weird? Everybody puts up their hand. And I was like, all right, well, sometimes I feel weird because there's Friday nights, Saturday nights where I don't do anything. I don't have my friends, like nobody, I don't go out, So if you ever, because I'm doing stuff, trying to get things done.
Yeah.
And I was like, so if you ever feel like you're weird for being home on a Friday or Saturday night, just know that I'm there with you. Just just like
Oh,
random
man.
stuff. And it was so much fun. I can't even. I'd rather
Good.
just play for middle school students than anything.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
so much
this
fun.
is Myra says yay.
Good.
From the #1 fan.
Good.
And then let's see, where was I? I didn't think I. G Nash says Donnie is such a great singer and person.
Thank you.
Agreed.
And Tony says, if you weren't a chiro and weren't pursuing a music career, what would you see yourself doing?
I wasn't a chiropractor, and I was going to be before I became a chiropractor. I was gonna be a nurse because my mom's a nurse. So I think I would have been a nurse. Mom was
still in the medical professions.
Yeah, my mom was a labor and delivery nurse for like 25 years. She works at the college now. So she's like, yeah, go be a nurse. I'm like, okay. My childhood dream was to be a veterinarian. That would have been another thing. I would have been a veterinarian.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, you know what? That's kind of hard. You should go do something a little easier. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
Vote of confidence.
That's an interesting comment. Yeah. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Rhonda wants to know, are you going to tour through Florida?
Yes, eventually. Okay. Absolutely.
And as I just found out, if you want to know where his performances are right now, they are on his Spotify account. So I've got the link up here. If it's too much for you to copy down, no problem. Just go to our webpage, ndbmedia.net, go into videos, Talented Universe, and I have all the links there that you can just click. So you can go into Spotify or anything else you want to do to make it easy.
It's also on my website, DonnyVanSleeMusic.com.
Oh, okay. I don't have that up there, do I? No, I don't think I do.
Get it up, Mike.
I know I was bad, but I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. I can't remember. I did it the other day. So, but anyway, yeah, go there and go see what's going on. And let's see if I've got any other. I think we're up to date in the chat room. Oh, now I'm not. Nope. Okay. Tony asked, what was the greatest piece of musical advice you've received so far? And what will be the definition of your I officially made it moment?
Good question. I would say the best piece of advice I've gained from music was from Reba when she said that she told me to make her feel something. She's like, you're singing everywhere over here. You need to look at me and you need to make me feel something. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm working on that, like not just singing the song, but also like making people feel something. I thought that just singing the song is enough to make people feel something, but Reba was like, you need to look at me. And I'm like, okay, you're Reba. So, you know, she's a queen, you know, who am I, you know, she's Reba. So that kind of opened my mind. You know, if it would have came from somebody that wasn't Reba, I don't know if I would have listened, but it's literally Reba. And I was like, okay, you know, and that was trying to take advantage of that opportunity, that moment with her. And my made it moment is when I play at Red Rocks.
Oh, so you have played Red Rocks now?
No, I want to play Red Rocks.
Oh, you want to? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be my, I made it. Absolutely.
Okay, Chris asks, who are some older artists, outlaws from the 60s, 70s that influenced you?
So I wasn't brought up on country music. Like when I moved, like when I say that I was just driving from Florida to Colorado to do my internship, I was just gonna drive back to Florida and continue on with my beach music. And so I was brought up on Tom Petty, Led Zeppelin, Boston, Foreigner, The Who, Heart, a bunch of different classic rock. But now that I know country music and I've been playing here in Nashville for a while, my influences that I genuinely just could come to like, it wasn't like influenced by my upbringing, but it's just like, this is what I love to hear. is Merle Haggard. Merle Haggard's amazing. I love his very soft tone, and then like the music is behind him, but it's not like overpowering him.
Yeah.
And another one is Randy Travis. Same thing, just super light voice, tone, and it's just very easy listening music. Yeah.
And this is true. You made Reba cry.
We both cried. We both cried.
man.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time together during the rehearsal. So when I got up there and sang that song, and we both knew, like me and Reba both knew that Josh won that thing, and we're like,
Yeah.
I think she already used her block or her playoff pass or whatever.
Yeah, she had, and yeah, it's so hard. I mean, you can tell when they just are crushed. But
Yeah.
you have to make a choice. I mean, I was sorry to see you go. But you know, I mean, we've had other guests that they ended up battling each other, and I go, oh, figures.
As soon as I saw that I was gonna play a battle with Josh, I'm like, crap. And then on top of that, Luke Combs song, like Josh is from North Carolina, like he sings that type of music, and I'm over here singing like Texas country, Oklahoma country stuff, which is different. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have fun. That's all I can do. That's what I was doing.
It was a great battle, man. I mean, you both brought your own thing to it, and I don't think anyone could tell that it was not your exact forte. You really did your part, and sometimes it's just up to whatever, you know. I don't think it's really like a either or situation. It's just the format of the show. So, nah, man, not a reflection on what you did or anything like that. Yeah, no, it was a great battle.
Right on. Yeah.
A warning for the chat room. We've got about a couple more minutes. So if you do have a question, please post it now. And if we don't have any more questions, we'll probably be going off the air in a few minutes. When you're not writing music, when you're not fixing people's bodies, when you're not eating and working out, what do you like to do?
Well,
or you have no time.
No, I do, like on Easter, right? Like I got done working out. I had no shows that day. I literally, my whole schedule was cleared. And the only thing that I could do was I went to the park and I was just playing my guitar.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last question. This is a good one. If you could collaborate with someone outside of those you admire, who in country would you collaborate with, and who outside of country?
You hit it right there, Zach Bryan and Jack Johnson. That's it.
That's it.
If I could do a collaboration with Jack Johnson, oh my God, that'd be a dream come true. That'd be a dream come true. I would. Yeah. Jack Johnson is like my freaking childhood, like not even childhood, like high school. Like the reason I got to where I'm at is because of Jack Johnson. I learned all of his songs. Yeah. Jack Johnson, Tyler, and then Zach Bryan for sure. That'd be super cool. Not only does Zach put out good music, he's doing really cool things. Like he collaborated with the Lumineers on a song. The Lumineers, like what? How do you collaborate with the Lumineers on a song? He collaborated with Casey Musgraves on a song, and he just brought Bruce Springsteen up to sing one of his songs during his concert. Like the dude is like, he's like my hero, bro. Like not only is he doing like putting out good music, like he's doing it. Like he's doing some cool stuff with it. Like the things that he's doing are like, wow, bro, that's so cool. And you know, it just so happens that he just blew the heck up, and now everybody knows about him. But man, I'll be proud and happy to say that I was listening to him before, you know, people were listening to him. And not that that makes me cooler or not. I'm just saying it's just super, it's super funny that like everybody's listening to him now. And I'm like, dang, all right. And some people are like, you know, getting off of that because everybody listens to him now. But I'm like, dude, I'm just so happy for this guy. He's doing some cool stuff. Every single, like his last album was amazing. Yeah, I'm just such a big fan, and I would love to collaborate with him.
Yeah, and Rhonda says it really was a great battle.
It was a good
And,
time.
and then probably your number one fan says, where do you write most of your songs?
Probably in my room or at the park.
I was thinking the park, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon, do you have any last comments or?
Yeah, for fun, a quick one. This is just for my own amusement. Which, if you can identify one decade, would you say was the best music, in terms of let's say the last 100 years or so?
If I can identify what?
A decade of
decade.
music, like
Oh,
70s,
decade.
80s. Yeah, sorry.
I thought you said something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the accent coming through.
That's so
I'm
funny.
used to the accent, so I knew exactly what he said. But, I understand.
Yeah. No. We
What
found my
was
friend.
What was the question again?
Your favorite decade. What was the best decade of music? The 70s, the 80s, the 90s?
I'd have to go whatever decade, probably the 70s. I think the Beatles came out of the 60s. If it wasn't for the Beatles, all this really good music wouldn't have happened. But either the Beatles in the 60s, I think they're from the 60s, or the 70s. 70s, because like Led Zeppelin was from the 70s, and they were pioneers of music. Like they did things that nobody ever did before, and just really good music from the 70s, like that people still listen to today. So 60s, I'm gonna have to go with 60s because of the Beatles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Settled.
because that's kind of like that was a revolution. Yeah, of music.
Yeah, brother, it was an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Even considering that last little accent situation that I almost scared you with. But no, man, it's just been a pleasure having you on. Myself and Mike enjoyed it a heck of a lot, and I know that everyone tuning in also did. And we absolutely just wish you all of the best, and may those goals and dreams that you mentioned be on the cards, collaborating with big artists, and I just know your career will continue going from strength to strength, man. So thanks so much.
Appreciate it. I just want to say one last thing, like, because I didn't talk too much about them, but the contestants, that was the most amazing part about the whole experience, was just meeting everybody and becoming friends. I became a really good friend with a friend of mine. His name's Kamale. He's from Maui. He's still on the show. And just such a great person, and just so many people that didn't make it on television that were there, that didn't get to audition. Just amazing people. Like, I'm going to go hang out with one of those people today. And I just had so much fun. Like, I'm so thrilled for everybody that's just made it to where we're at. And so, like, when Josh won that, I genuinely was like happy for Josh. I was like, let's go. I literally was on the stage like, let's go, Josh. I was like, sing that thing. I was like, get that note. Like, just shout out to everybody that was on The Voice or that was casted out there, because I love them very much.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is cool. Did you have anything else, Vernon, or?
No, that's it. Thanks for joining us, brother. And all of the best.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's been an honor.
Yeah. So if you want to know some of the other guests that we're going to be having, we've got a couple of other artists that have just started their career. They weren't on The Voice, but they're starting their career. We've had them on the last few weeks. We've got them coming up. So just go to ndbmedia.net and you can see who's coming on. But with that, I would like to thank Donny for coming on, or Don, Dr. Don.
Dr. Don.
He's doing his other voice right now.
Either one. Donny, you call me Donny. If I'm not cracking your back, you call me Donny.
Yeah, there we go. But anyway, thank you for coming on, and we'd love to have you back again if you have any major announcement, or if you just want to, interact with your fans, at a different time that might be better for them. But I'm
definitely want to be back when I play Red Rocks.
Well, hey, there
Let's
you go.
Let's say that right now. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, thank everyone for coming, and we will see you next time. We do have the network has stuff almost every night this week. But take a look, see if anything interests you, and we will see you on the flip side. Oh, I think I got one last comment. Of course, that popped up. Should have asked that. You have a single coming out in 3 weeks?
Yeah, I got a single coming out in 3 weeks. Mm-hmm.
Can you say the name of it or no?
It's called Shinin'.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, really
Thanks,
excited.
Tony, for saying that, because I forgot to ask that. Ooh, bad me. But everyone, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.